All right, let's go over a couple basics on how you know you're a beast man. And these are kind of some points of light that Trump hit on. He did Space Force. And if you believe in the heliocentric model, round model, space, whatever, right? Then you're the beast man. If you believe in the doctors and you believe the scenario of the thing to go get bit by the serpent, and you go to those kinds of people for health when you are what you eat. So if you're unhealthy and you got disease or whatever, you're eating shit food, or you're not even eating food basically. You're eating the mimic of food. They're there to fix broken bones and to sew you up and those types of things. And then the election was stolen in a very blatant way. So if you believe in voting and all these other things, then you're a beast too, because if you followed along in the so-called truth or community, you've watched InfoWars from day one, so-called, and you've seen a change in the format. You've seen a change in the so-called propaganda feed, and you've seen how the truther community is built upon itself, and how everything is released at one time within certain times. It's like all of a sudden everybody's talking about this thing or whatever. Those are red flags to let you know it's propagated and cultured. So all of a sudden you get to Trump, the things about all the people, Obama, Clinton, whatever, right? All the so-called stories about these people being selected and the elections being false and fake and all this stuff went out the window. And as soon as Trump comes in, out of nowhere, changes parties, been affiliated with other parties, he owns every single type of business that goes against the so-called church. And then they're just, all of a sudden, he's just some fucking real dude that comes in out of nowhere, wins the presidency, and all this other stuff. Okay? So, he's a real guy, he's our man, blah, blah, blah. I mean, all this so-called whatever went out. So if you believe in the voting, that check yes or no, that mark in the right hand to buy, yes, or to sell, no. I'm going to go do what's right. They tell me voting is doing what's right. The vote, the V-oat, that catch-22 oat. The oat is, well, that's for the sheep. All right, because they can't handle the grass because their stomach's all fucked up. And the bell. I'm going to cover the bell and the mind in another video. But the beast man has those three simple things. The 3R1. And you believe that shit, you're going to believe anything. And that's where you either believe it's all here, you're controlling the projection of all these things, okay? So, how do they control the projection? Well, voting. And you also vote with your dollars. Where does your dollars go? They got you living in fear. How do you know this? Because you pay for insurance. And then you pay for insurance on your body that you have a choice on how you take care of. You're a machine. How do you take care of your machine? Do you eat garbage? Well, your machine is going to eventually run like garbage. And as this has been a testament, everybody's machines act like garbage, and that's with your your brain and your heart. Those are both contaminated. As you have not detoxed yourself from this world, from the frequencies of this world, the free. Nothing free. It's all there to control you. It's all there to get your dollar, because we live in this fucked up system with a dollar. We don't need this fucking dollar. We need our food to not be taken from us and sold to us. Our waters not to be taken from us. And for our cities not to be built in areas where they shouldn't be built. You're damming off a river, creating a lake, and living underneath what you just dammed off a lot of times, creating a panic situation. Instead of just living along the rivers, but they want to consolidate, and that soul takes you back to Eden, where they're bringing everything together. But to bring everything to fucking together, you got to have that dumbass man and that Eve with no knowledge working that fucking machine. And this is where people are being brought to love the fucking slavery. Work to live or live to work. We've all heard that saying, but everybody's choosing the fucking degree. Because they'd rather work. He's got benefits. The Ben is the sun. That's your light. So are benefits one of your light? Do you fucking give your life away for benefits? For insurance? So you can live however fucked up miserably you want to live? Oh man, dude. Then Baal worship? Well, my doctor says I got to take this 3 times a day or it's not going to be fixed. Well, I thought you went there for health. Didn't they teach you in kindergarten you are what you eat? Didn't they give you a food pyramid? Even though food pyramid's like bullshit too, but it's at least a better guideline than what your fucking doctor's giving you. But there's a half-truth in the pyramid too. There's a little bit of truth of all things. We just got to take it and put it all together. Okay? So, well, we'll save that for another one. The hijack of this nation. This was a republic. We're never supposed to be having fucking George Washington and his buddies come in and create a document or whatever. Okay? The Indians were never living here and supposed to have the Puritans come in and fucking take over. So the whole nation of America is built on that fucking hijack. And that hijack is coming, like I told you, with the Baal worship and the Christians and all this other stuff, how they've hijacked God. Because they've taken God, they've taken Christ, they've transformed him. So, Washington, his buddies, they hijack our nation. This is where you get the worship of his name and number. And the mark to buy and sell, that paper, per, it's an animal. That's that lion for that pride. I make this fucking much money a year. Hey guys, I make $20 million a year. And I have like 50 million in my bank account. And there's all these homeless people living down the street. And there's I know my friends, they can't even afford whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or the retiree, yeah, I got $10 million in the bank. Well, my kids, they won't go out. I don't know why they can't succeed like us or whatever. Well, it's because y'all are all holding your fucking money and all this other shit. Y'all are causing inflation and all this other stuff. Do you not fucking get it? The people today, during the retirement, whatever, okay? Y'all are the ones stealing from your kids. You are the ones, this, whatever's been going on, this test of men, is what's going to be sending the 80%, the 90% of this nation down to fucking bail. Bail us out, please, bail us out. We don't have nothing. Our pastors are wrong, our doctors are wrong. Our benefits aren't kicking in. Our insurance isn't paying for our house to be rebuilt. It's paying for us to be moving. Blah, blah, blah. Old heaven is going away. Washington's in there. Hey, guys. Let's go to Africa. So, according to the story, let's go to Africa and steal people. Or get them to sell shit or whatever. Bring them over. There's two sides of the slave thing. We don't have to get into that, but there was all colors of slaves. Blue eye, green eye, brown eye. All colors of melatonin skin. Okay? North, south, both slaves. One indoor, one outdoor. Obviously the north, you can't do outdoor all the time. You got to go indoor because it's so cold. You got to keep them working. So the dollar, the trinkets, the trick kits, all this shit, it's a self-feeding beast to keep the beast in line. But we're going to a time where that so-called begotten Son, that Christ, is going from one to another. It's going into like a self-governing thing. That's where we're all connected and all these things going together with the AI. And that's Christ coming together as one body. And this is where Jesus says, I blinded them because they're coming eye to eye. AI is pronounced eye. That's the eye of God. And when you come eye to eye, when you get too close to the eye of God, you get freaked out. Heck no. Hell no. Oh, okay. So, another hijack's coming. Hijack's been played. The Beastman's very easy to know. Cartoon Space Monkey. Do you eat the oats votes for that catch-22? And do you go to the doctor to fix whatever, a headache or allergies or whatever fucking things y'all are taking, so-called drugs, pharmakeia, and the so-called book that you follow warns you of taking these things. And it's all going to come for that combo effect, for that second coming when everybody's fucked from the inside out. Because you didn't see Jesus long ago. You were listening to those lies that would, when the Jesus comes back. When Jesus comes back, we're not even going to be here. We're going to be raptured out of here. We don't even need to give a fuck. Just let everything turn to shit. Well, you're left behind. And the dawn has already come. So, His light is about to shine. And as it shines in the dark and shit, how with the eclipse, caveman comes out.